Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, my Clips React show, episode 63. We're now heading into the final hour of reacting, and we're going to head into the further standard member submissions for this week. I want to thank everyone who's a member on this channel and keeps this channel afloat with your memberships and support. Thank you so much for watching. Please consider becoming either an Ultra or Submissions tier member if you'd like to submit clips for next week's show. And without further ado, let's continue. Here we go. What's next?
Both Fallout 3 and New Vegas are getting on a bit, and could certainly benefit from a bit of TLC. With the games being more popular than ever before, thanks to Amazon's live-action TV adaptation, you might be left wondering how to get started. Don't worry, we've got you covered. Let's take a look at the best way to play Fallout 3 and New Vegas in 2024 with mods.
Mods! Marvelous, beautiful mods!
Before we begin, you'll need 4 things. A copy of Fallout 3 and all of its DLC, a copy of New Vegas alongside all of its downloadable content, a Nexus Mods account, and a program called Wabberjack, which is an automated way to install user-made mod lists.
How did he forget to say a gaming PC? He totally forgot to even say gaming PC. What a fool, right? Okay.
More on that later. Okay, on to the good stuff.
Cut it out.
Begin Again, Tale of Two Wastelands is a tailored list of over 300 mods maintained.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to say this. Shout out to Casanova for re-upping your membership. They did that, and I totally forgot to shout it out. Thank you, Casanova.
Spring Hill John over on Nexus Mods. But how does it differ to Bethesda's vanilla experience? This collection of modifications aims to deliver the definitive experience for players used to some of the features of more modern games, whilst seamlessly combining both Fallout 3 and New Vegas into a single playable experience, thanks to the Tale of Two Wastelands Total Conversion project by Pin2Cat. But what does this all really mean for you? Well, not only can you continue your playthrough of Fallout 3 and all of its DLC directly into Fallout New Vegas with the same character, thanks to a brand new and custom-made quest added into the game, but you'll also have the gameplay mechanics of New Vegas whilst exploring the DC Wastelands, such as the companion wheel, weapon modifications, enhanced crafting, and more. And the good times don't stop there.
Ouch.
With just over 320 modifications included, there's a bevy of improvements to appreciate. But here's our favorites.
Okay, let's see. That's just weird that you're the same
Vanilla
character. It
UI
doesn't make
Plus,
sense.
as well as the HUD editor, both help to enhance your PC-specific experience, showing more of the information you need to know, whilst getting rid of the console-like clutter and font sizing. Gameplay tweaks like Sawyer Batty and Perk Sawyer, which focus on rebalancing your time in the wastelands with difficulty adjustments, stat alterations, and more, all whilst being based on the now iconic J Sawyer New Vegas mod, which was originally created and uploaded by Joshua Sawyer, the project director and lead designer of Fallout New Vegas. Tale of Two Wastelands Quick Start is, as the name implies, a handy mod that bypasses the somewhat tedious opening of Fallout 3, skipping the Vault 101 introduction, and starting your wasteland adventure right outside the vault door. But don't worry, because if you do want to experience the start of the game, this mod is entirely optional. The Just Vanilla Sprint mod adds the option.
How would that work? 'Cause you pick your initial upgrades in the vault. So if you're missing the whole special upgrade thing, I don't even know how that would really work. It's a little weird. Just have to do it at a different time then.
To, you guessed it, Sprint, something not introduced until Fallout 4.
Right.
Melee attack options for non-melee weapons are now possible, thanks to the B42 Melee Bash mod. A small but greatly appreciated addition is the higher resolution screen mod, which does away with the original forced 720p output of screens like your Pip-Boy, computer terminals, and character creation menu, and instead renders to your native screen resolution. The diagonal movement and 360 movement modifications are 2 mods that, in tandem, do a fantastic job of removing the clunkiness found in the original games by allowing for more responsive controls, procedural leaning around corners, and more.
Leaning around corners is
the
nuts.
option
Turns
to
into a
aim down
first-person shooter.
sights, as introduced in Fallout New Vegas, in Fallout 3, makes a huge difference in making combat feel more tactical, and the inclusion of being able to cook grenades adds another layer to the combat
Wow, you cooked the grenade.
mechanics
Wow, they
too.
just totally turned it into an action game.
Updated textures for weapons, locations, items, and clothing are included too, such as the Clothes HD Kids mod, which remasters all of the clothing for children in both New Vegas and Fallout 3, making use of 2K and 4K textures. There's also full integration of DLC-specific weapons and armor sets across both games.
Nice mask.
A tremendous amount of in-game customization options, such as tweaking how much XP you earn from specific actions, enabling or disabling certain NPC behaviors, and more. To top it off, Begin Again also includes a ton of in-game fixes and custom patches to keep your Fallout experience crash-free and running smoothly. While that all sounds great, it also sounds like it could take a lot of work. Fret not, because this will be the easiest modding experience you've ever had, and it's thanks to a wonderful program called Wabberjack. Here's what you need to do.
That's
Number
terrifying.
1, download Fallout
Nice
3
logo.
and New Vegas, making sure they're both
Like,
entirely
you can modify your Fallout 3 and New Vegas experience into one seamless upgraded run for the small cost of your soul with using Wabberjack. What the fuck?
This is really important, just in case you've previously modded the games and have some leftover files. Number 2, download Wabberjack from their website. Number 3, sign into your Nexus Mods account. Number 4, locate the Begin Again Tale of Two Wastelands mod
they
list
do a lot of
under the
different mods,
Fallout
look
New
at that.
Vegas
Different
category.
games.
And number 5, get installing. And make sure to read the setup guide for any extra instructions you need to follow. And please, make sure you don't skip this step. It really is that simple. And thankfully, you're not going to have to worry about what load order the mods need to be in, configuring them one by one, and other inconveniences that might pop up when installing a mountain of mods. Wabberjack sorts that out for you. It's important to preface that.
Alright, that's pretty cool. And you have a PC and you have the games and everything. Probably a neat way to re-experience them with a ton of mods and improvements. You know, that's not fully available on Xbox. On the Xbox versions, there's only certain versions of mods that are available. So that's pretty neat. You want? I mean, that's probably a cool way to re-experience the games in a modern setting. But of course, you need to have a gaming PC. Anyway, okay, let's continue. What's next?
Whew, alright, got my food all set up and made, and what video should I waste my life watching? Ooh, the downfall of Eddie Plays? Man, I don't even know who that is, but we're watching it. This is Edward Robinson, also known as Eddie Plays, but is now known as one of the most notorious criminals on the internet. Oh damn, what'd this guy do? Starting out as any regular YouTuber, Eddie built up his fan base from ordinary gaming content and live streams. So through grinding and time, he eventually reached a whopping total of 62 subscribers. This was the peak of his journey.
Nice.
Before it all came crashing down. What? On May 17th, 2022, on just a typical Minecraft stream, he said this. Make an anvil. I'm gonna be honest, chat. Was Hitler really bad? While the clip was taken initially, it didn't go viral until about a week later, once it was brought to light by none other than Moist Critical.
Yeah, it's Moist Critical.
I don't care much about the goobers and goblins of wannabe YouTube stars being degenerates to society, but that's all I really talk about anymore. This motherfucker right here! And only one day since it was posted, Eddie had lost all of his subscribers. We only had 62, but what the fuck is this? 3 days go by with no response, until we finally hear back from him on Twitter. He tweets out, "Yo, I was just asking a question. I didn't mean it like that," as a failed attempt to cover up his true evil nature. This is so dumb. To then ultimately, yet again, get absolutely grilled by Moist Critical again! No, seriously, guys. I really don't care about this Super Weenie Hut Jr. level of drama that goes on about the internet. So of course I'm gonna make a part 2. Fuck this guy! And it was at this moment, the name and memories of Eddie Plays had been entirely wiped off the internet. Damn, well, guess you gotta be careful these days. And yet, only one singular question remains. Where is he now? Well, he's still making videos, he just fell off. What?
YouTubers making video essays about the most irrelevant stuff. There you go. I'm sure there's tons of this too, right? I'm sure there's tons of these people just making these video essays. It's very popular on YouTube right now. That's what everyone says. Some of them I'm sure are interesting, but it's just like, to me, and I talked about this when the Fallout TV series hit a few weeks ago. And everyone was, you know, in Fallout Mania. And I was like, dude, I'm finding all these YouTube channels now that are just covering, Like, okay, so why is the TV show different from the lore of the games? And how is this not okay? This supposed to be a lore error. And I'm like, people just want to make videos about anything for the sake of making videos about anything and making a big deal out of something that's not. Like, let's be honest here. Fallout has a big fan base, correct? The show is not the games. And if there's a difference in lore, it's okay. It's entertainment. It's meant to suspend your disbelief. Maybe it doesn't have to align perfectly. The show doesn't align perfectly with the games in any way. There's distinct differences in the lore of the show. Like, ghouls have to take medicine to not go feral. That was not known. That was not in the games. They added that for the show. So it's fine. But then people freak out. We gotta analyze this down to the fucking minutia and make a video about each piece of minutia to make money. It's like, no, you don't, actually. You don't have to make a video essay about every tiny piece of everything, about every piece of culture, every YouTuber that no one cares about. You don't. But people right now are just absolutely mass consuming this almost frivolously pointless content on YouTube. And people are actually making big money making it, you know? This is actually a cool, quick parody video of that. And it's actually got 511,000 views, so good on this guy. That was actually pretty funny. Okay. Let's continue.
This is Jonathan Ferguson, the keeper of firearms and artillery at the Royal Armouries Museum in the UK, which houses a collection of thousands of iconic weapons from throughout history. And on this episode, Jonathan is checking out the wasteland weaponry of Fallout 4.
This particular site with two screws coming in from either side to form like a crude reticle really makes zero sense. There's no point having a scope tube if there's no glass in it. It's not magnifying, it's not achieving anything.
If you want to see more of Jonathan's thoughts on the firearms of Fallout, make sure to check out our videos on both Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Look at that thing.
And be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this one. If there are any other games, guns, and mechanics that you guys want to see Jonathan break down, let us know in the comment section below. And if you'd like to help out the Royal Armouries Museum and continue to support Jonathan's work, check out the links in the description of this video. Right, over to Jonathan.
Yes, what are we looking at? The gun? The armor? What are we looking at?
I find the 10mm pistol in the Fallout games a bit of a quirky thing. I quite like the design. It's a little bit reminiscent of the Blade Runner blaster, which of course has its own place in the franchise in a way. It's got some extraneous greeblies on it. There are two parallel levers either side that, as the slide comes to the rear, those levers drop. So they're operating something, or they are being operated by the slide, and presumably they are doing something inside. I could not tell you what that is. They seem to be just there for visual interest.
Movement detected. Curious. Actuator damaged.
The winding of the laser rifle.
The laser musket. Is it a musket? I suppose it's a musket in the sense that it's used by the Neo Minutemen organisation, and that it's slow to fire and it's clunky. So it's a sort of spiritual musket. Of course, it's not a musket in any meaningful technical sense because it's using laser energy, even though you're using muscle power to crank that up to somehow.
Oh, you can shoot this thing's fusion cores? I didn't even know that.
Actually fire it. Aesthetically, the only real nod to the musket is, I suppose, the extended rod that holds the sort of emitter is reminiscent of a long barrel of a musket, and the wooden buttstock and the big trigger guard sort of look a bit oldie worldy. I've seen people compare it to the Pennsylvania or Kentucky rifle, and yeah, there's that War of Independence connection.
Oh, really?
With the Minutemen organization.
Waffins in chat says actually the laser musket is a reference to Futurama. Oh, I wonder. I mean, I saw all the Futurama episodes, but I mean, it's been ages since I saw them. I certainly don't remember that, but I believe you. Let's scoot forward a bit, because this is a very long video.
Come automatic. By definition, it couldn't be an assault rifle, because an assault rifle must be automatic, capable. None of the, I don't think any of the automatic capable guns in the game come as automatic. You have to find a specific receiver to allow that, which isn't quite how that works, but we'll overlook that. So let's assume that it's an automatic version and it's in 5.56. Yeah, it's a form of an assault rifle, but what is with the gigantic cooling jacket, which is in itself a puzzle, because it's clearly based on the Lewis gun's cooling
jacket, which is an air cooling jacket. It's a radiator.
I don't know what a cooling jacket
inside
is.
An outer sheath.
What are you talking about?
Lighter coloured flanges at the back there are the inner aluminium radiator that sits around the barrel, and then it has basically a heat shield over that, partly to protect the user, but primarily to allow this interesting forced cooling system where the muzzle gases.
Oh, the barrel. That's why the barrel is so chunky. Oh, okay.
Pull cold air in.
I'll be honest. Like, this is fascinating, but to me, it's lost because I don't know anything about guns. You know what I mean? I don't know the technicality of guns, and he's trying to explain it. I'm like, I don't even know what he's saying. I feel like this is a good video for someone who's into guns and would understand the technicality of what he's discussing. For me, this is kind of like I'm at a loss. I'm not really enjoying it because I don't get it, you know? So I would say, thanks for submitting it. Sorry that I'm just not a gun guy. I don't know much about them, so I think we're going to go to the next video. Okay. DDP!
Wow. I didn't know how beat up Butterbean was.
Wow, it's Butterbean in the modern day.
You can't straight.
I'm straight as I go, man. I'm pushing right now just to get where I'm at.
Wow. You guys know who Butterbean is? Butterbean in the 80s and 90s, this boxer was like a, you know, he looks like a human egg. Like he's a living Kingpin. You ever said Kingpin from Marvel Comics? And he was good. He was actually a good fighter, but he just didn't have the body type of boxers at the time, but he was really good and he was winning fights and he became like a pop culture icon for a while. Like everyone knew him. And now here he is today. Jeez, he's completely destroyed. So, shit. Hopefully DDP can fix him. DDP, former pro wrestler who now runs DDP Yoga.
I'll do whatever you want me to do.
I looked at Steve and I go, it's going to be so hard to try to get him to even get any kind of recovery.
Walk. His spine's contorted.
Steve said, but imagine if we can.
I think everything we've done has been pushing the boundaries of what if we can. And there's no reason for us to stop thinking that way now, because the idea of Butterbean walking again, it changes the perception of what's possible.
My leg's cocked just because of my hip, and I can feel it right here.
Have you not gotten a hip replacement?
No. They're saying I'm too big.
There was no one who was worse off than Bean. His level of pain was off the charts every single day.
Wow. Fuck.
And some days it's like unbearable, like unbelievably unbearable.
For those who've never had spinal or nerve pain, you're lucky. I have it, you know, sometimes daily. It depends. I don't have it nearly as bad as someone like Butterbean, but I've had a lower back injury that was severe where I almost had a herniated or a ruptured disc, excuse me. Not I had a herniated disc. I almost had a ruptured disc. Today I get pain. I get problems with my neck. I get problems with my upper back. And basically you get so much pain in you because you get these shooting nerve pains that you can't help. You'll just be sitting there doing fucking nothing. And then you'll just zoop pain. What the fuck? And sometimes you'll get numbness, you'll feel pressure. And you can't control it. You're not doing anything to cause it. Your spine is just messed up. And it's awful. It's debilitating. And it's sadly, it can be life ruining. So, man, I hope that they fix it.
I feel like laying in bed and not doing nothing, just trying to find a comfortable spot. But I don't do that. I keep going.
Right.
So, because I've been in that situation, I've laid in bed for almost a year, not doing nothing. I can't relive that. I didn't get to spend time with my grandkids. I don't know how to really say it. It's like looking for something to live for instead of just waiting to die. And that's what I was doing.
Oh my God, so awful.
I didn't care.
And I watched him just relentlessly work. And I thought, okay, this is possible.
Up, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. You got more in you. Lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 6.
Inversion table.
I'm gonna be honest, when I heard yoga, I'm
That's why I don't like people call it yoga. What's it say, B?
DDP.
DDP what?
Why?
Right. DDP what?
Years ago, when I went to the doctors, they were all, oh, you know, that they were pushing me away from hip surgery because I was so big. Because you got to be a certain size to be able to have it, apparently.
So this is your right hip, this is your left hip. If you look here, how this whole thing is just white and solid, it's almost like this is pretty much fused.
Wow.
Pretty much everywhere we operate, they have a BMI cutoff 40, and so you were 46 before. Last time you're 43 at this point. Got about 20 more pounds to go.
Wow,
Look at you. What the f?
job.
Look at that, baby. I'm ready.
I got it.
You got it, dude. 337. Wow. 37.4, baby.
My goal was 350, dude.
Your goal was 350.
This week was my goal.
Wow.
The weight loss doesn't
Working.
surprise me as much as just the outlook on life. I got something to live for.
Up 3, 2, 6. Lower 3, 2, 6. Up 3, 2, 7. Lower 3, 2, 7. Up 3, 2, 8. Lower 3, 2, 8. Up 3, 2, 9. Go on, champ. Lower 3.
As far as the scheduling, my scheduler will be calling you probably within the next day or so, and then she'll kind of go over the soonest available.
The doctor's seen what work we've done, and we've accomplished 90% of that. To have surgery, we're having surgery. It's the 23rd.
Oh, so he did get the surgery. Wow. It only took them 3 months. They started in what, March, you said? Or was it April? So it only took them 2-3 months to get him to the point where he can get the surgery he always needed and couldn't get because he was too big.
There. Surgery day. Yay. You guys ready?
Definitely
Peter, you ready?
Sure. I'm ready. Hey, y'all get to wear masks. $136.30.
You guys will never guess what his weight was.
What?
I'm gonna make sure I got it right. This is in kilograms.
Okay, how much is?
Times 2.2.
Are
Wow.
you serious?
He's only been $299 one time, and they didn't announce him at $299. They said he was $301, but he was actually $299. Wow.
You broke 300.
Oh,
That's crazy.
damn.
Do you want to complete the blanket?
Yes, I'm like, oh, thank you.
Oh no, buddy.
Awesome.
Love it.
Have a good. Love you.
Steve.
See you when
Thank you.
you get out. It's gonna be awesome.
What an arduous process, because it takes so many months of work to even get to the level where he can lose the weight, and then he can do the surgery, and then he has to work even harder after the surgery.
When I look at where he started, when he first came in the house, to where he is today, it's pretty mind-blowing.
Wow. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, it's like no pain whatsoever over here.
Even his face, look at his
For
face,
me-
how much more energy and how positive he's looking.
Being stuck in a wheelchair, I might as well been dead. So, this kind of represents my change. When I was here, I felt I only had a couple years. Honestly did.
Yeah,
I was
right.
looking out the window like old folks in a nursing home that wasn't going to be here. Back in the day, I believe I could accomplish anything. I could do anything. But somehow down the line, I forgot that.
That's powerful, bro. Evolution of Butterbean.
I love it. I love it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it changed my life, really did. Because honestly,
Wow.
I thought I had a couple years left to live. I'm not bullshitting. I'm good now.
What happens when you believe in something and set your mind to a goal, and then you have the discipline to see it through. It is and has been the most rewarding experience that I've had in my career this far.
You like seeing good things happen.
Freaking running
to that kind of person.
And the main thing you've done with Dallas is you've got inside his head, and you've made him believe in himself again. And that's when you get this right, this is the easy stuff. But getting the head right is the hard bit, and his head's there. Yeah. So I'm excited to see where he can go.
I really forgot who I was, and I pretty much give up on life. Now I believe in myself again. Butterbean's back.
What an awesome video.
And one more fight.
Wow. Will he do one more fight? You have it in him. Listen, if everyone out there is going out for fights again at their ages like they are, I mean, Tyson's going out there and stuff, he could do another fight. That's amazing. What a change, right? Wow. And it's a truly inspirational story. It's just about the dedication, right? All right. Good stuff. We have one more part left on DSP versus the internet for this week. I thank you all for watching, and I will see you in that final part.